Okay. So, pag-usapan natin ang circle, the circle. So, by definition, a circle is the set of all points. So, grupo siya ng mga points natin. Other books call it the locus of all points, or a group of all points, or the set of all points in the Cartesian coordinate system that are at a fixed distance r from a fixed point C. So yan. So ang circle daw is the set of all points. So grupo siya ng mga points, that is equidistant siya from a fixed point called the center. So for example, ito yung circle natin. Meron tayong point dito sa gitna. We call it the center of the circle. At lahat ng points na in the circle, lahat ng points dito sa circle ay equidistant siya dito sa point na to. At saka tong distance na to, the distance from any point on the circle to this point on the center is called the radius, The R is called the radius of the circle. Yan. So, yan yung definition ng circle natin. The set of all points that are at a fixed distance R from a fixed point C. Okay? So, meron tayong, we can represent this, the equation of the circle using the center radius form. Okay? Yung derivation ng mga natin, ng mga equations natin is on your book. Hindi ko na i-discuss kasi naghahabol tayo ng oras, but if you really want to know, nasa libro naman yung mga derivations natin. So yung mga na lang yung sasabihin ko dito sa klase, yung parang gist ng mga topics natin. Okay, so the center radius form of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. This is taken from your Pythagorean theorem din, So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay? So, dito yung center? The center, itong C, meron siyang coordinates na h, k. Yan. So, itong h is the x coordinate of the center and the k is the y coordinate of the center. Itong r naman natin nito, this is the radius of the circle. Okay? That's the radius of the circle. So, this is the form ng equation ng circle, the center radius form. So kung if the center is at 0, 0, so if the center is at the origin, or di ba yung origin natin, the coordinate is 0, 0. So ang magiging equation natin ay, so yung h tsaka k natin ay magiging 0 na, di ba? So, ang equation magiging x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Okay? So, ito ngayon yung magiging equation natin kapag yung circle, ang center niya ay sa origin. So, let us have an example utilizing the center radius form. Yan. So determine the center radius and radius of the circle. Determine the center and radius of the circle. Tapos given tayo ng equation, x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 16. And then sketch the graph. Yan. So, i-pattern lang natin dito sa equation natin. So, the equation in center radius form of the circle is given by this one. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. As you can see dito, ang natin dito is minus, minus sign. X minus. Tapos minus k din dyan, So, ibig sabihin, pag naging plus yan, yung h natin, the value of h is negative. Kapag x plus h. For example, in this case, x plus 3, naging x plus 3. Ibig sabihin, the value of h is equal to negative 3 dito. Bale ito, x plus 3, yan is x minus negative 3. Kaya naging h is equal to negative 3. And then y minus 2, so meron tayong k equals positive 2 kasi minus yan, k is equal to positive 2. Therefore, the center natin, the center is, okay, C, the coordinates are negative 3, positive 2. Yan ngayon yung center ng circle natin. How about the radius? The radius is, di ba, itong right side of the equation natin is r squared. So we take the radius by taking the square root of the right side. So r is just the square root of 16. Okay, in this case, this is equal to 4. Okay, wala namang negative, Kasi kapag circle, yung kung nasa real number system tayo, yung radius dapat positive. So the radius is 4. Okay, ibig sabihin, kasi kapag nag-negative ang radius later on, malalaman natin that the circle is not non-existent. Okay, so you always take the positive square root of 60 of the right side to determine the radius. So in this case, r is equal to 4. So the radius is 4. Okay. So how do we sketch the graph? Parang lang din, nag-sketch tayo. So we draw the Cartesian coordinate system, the x and y axis. Wait lang. Gawa lang ako dito sa download lang ako dito sa Desmos, ng ating x and y coordinate. Okay, natin. Yan. So we have here our x and y on the Cartesian coordinate system. So ang center natin ay nasa negative 3, positive 2, So negative 3 nandito. This is negative 3. And then positive 2, punta dito sa taas. So ang center natin nandito. This is our center. Tapos the radius is 4. So bilang lang tayo ng 4 units to the right siguro, 1, 2, 3, 4. So nandyan yung end ng circle natin. 4 units upward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Diba? Kasi equidistant siya doon sa center natin. So 1, 2, 3. Ay, dito lang pala yung isa. Sumubrang bilang. Nandito yung isa. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's and then we draw a circle around ganyan. Pero since meron namang capability ito to draw yan. So yun lang yung circle natin, assuming na perfect circle. Okay? So this is our circle with equation na x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 60. Okay? Do you have any question with this one? All right. Okay, so itong center radius form, this center radius form is sometimes called the standard form. Ano? This is the standard form. Standard form of the equation of the circle, the center radius form. Okay, let us take a look at this one. Pabaliktad naman, if you're given the parts, how do we write the equation, no? Okay, so another example. So example 2. Give the standard form SF, ano? Shadow field. Give the standard form for the equation of a circle with center center at positive 2, negative 4, and a radius 5. Yan. So given naman tayo ng center and the radius. Pabaliktad lang, ano? Dito sa kanina, given tayo ng equation, dinetermine natin yung center tsaka radius. So in this example, given naman tayo ng mga parts, so given tayo ng center of the circle with the radius, and how do we determine the equation? So remember, ang ating equation ay x minus h, ano? X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay? So dito, we just copy the part. So this is x minus 2 kasi nga this is h, this is k. So that's x minus 2 squared plus, since minus 4 yon, this is y minus negative 4, magiging y plus 4 squared. And then r squared, since r is equal to 5, this is 5 squared, or this is 25. Yan. So yan na yung sagot natin for this example. Yan na yung standard form ng equation natin. Alright? So that's the center radius form of the circle. And we also call it the standard form. Ngayon meron pa tayong ibang forms, ano? We call it the general form. Okay? Itong mga conics natin, meron tayong general form of a conic. Okay? General form. Ano ko na, as an introduction, ang general form ng conics natin ay ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. This is the general form of conic. Yan, lahat ng circle, parabola, ellipse, and the hyperbola, yan yung general form nila. Ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. Yan. So, ang kailangan natin dito are the coefficients a, b, c, d, e, f. Ngayon, nagbabago itong general form natin based on the conic section. In this case, a circle, the general form of a circle, and the general form of a circle is, kapag circle, wala tayong bxy. Itong bxy, this bxy, ito, usually wala ito. Meron lang ito, nagkakaroon lang tayo ng bxy kapag rotated yung axis natin. Kapag rotated yan. Ano? So, generally, tinatanggal natin yung bxy. Okay, so kapag circle, the general form is x squared plus y squared. So, sigurado tayo that when we talk of circle, yung value ng a, wala na dito, wala na din yung c. Ibig sabihin, 1. 1 yung value ng a saka c. Dito, a is equal to c is equal to 1 kapag circle, ano? So, ang unknowns lang natin dito is yung D, E, tsaka F. Okay, so that is the general form of the equation of a circle. So, x squared plus y squared plus dx plus dy plus f is equal to 0. Okay? So, meron namang direct na formula for D, E, and F. Okay? So, nakuha ito by expanding yung center radius form natin. Yung D is equal to negative 2h. D is equal to negative 2h. That's the x coordinate of the center. Yung E natin is negative 2k. Yan. Tsaka yung F natin is equal to h squared plus k squared minus r squared. Minus ba yan? Okay? Yan. So, di ba sabi ko kanina, yung sa kapag nag-negative yung R, pwede kasi yon. Pero, ano ang ibig sabihin nun kapag nag-negative yung R natin? Actually, meron tayong tatlong cases dito sa value ng R natin. The value of R dito sa center radius form natin kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung circle. Pwedeng si R positive, pwedeng 0, pwede ding negative, ano? Pero anong ibig sabihin nun? Kapag positive, yung R squared natin, if R squared is equal to 0, R squared is greater than 0, yan. If R squared is greater than 0, eto, meron siyang, this is a circle, ano? Circle siya. This is a possible circle. Kapag given siya in center radius form, ang kanyang center, the center of this circle is negative 1/2 D at saka negative 1/2 E. Yan yung yan yung center niya kapag given tayo ng general form. Ang kanyang radius naman, kapag given tayo ng general form is equal to 1/2 times the square root of D squared plus E squared minus 4F. Okay, wait lang. Yan. Yan yung formula natin ng center tsaka radius ng circle if R is greater than 0, no? Pwede din kapag yung maging natin kapag R squared is 0. Kapag ganito, hindi siya actually circle. Single point lang siya, no? This is a single point. Kapag 0 yung radius, ibig sabihin isang point lang ito, ano? Tapos itong point na to, that point ay meron siyang coordinate na negative 1/2 D and then negative 1/2 E. Basically, ito yung center ng circle natin kapag positive yung R. Okay? Yan, kapag kapag nag-negative na, yung R squared is less than 0, kapag negative na yung right part of the equation, this is a null set, ano? The graph is the null set. Wala tayong ma-form na circle dito. Okay? Yan yung mga different possibilities natin when we are given an equation of a circle. Okay, let us take a look at some examples. Okay, so we have x squared determine whether the graph of the equation x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 8y plus 32 is equal to 0. Let us determine kung kung a circle ba siya, single point, or a null set. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, pwede nating i-convert ito into center radius form. How do we convert to center radius form? We will employ yung completing the square, di ba? So, pagtipunan tayo, dito merong mga x. So, x squared minus 10x. Tapos, yung mga y's, that's y squared minus 8y. Tapos, yung constant, ilagay natin dito sa right side. So, negative 32. Alright? And then, we complete the square, itong x and y. So, dito sa x, we have x squared minus 10x. And then, what do we add para ma-complete yung square? We just divide this by 2 and then raise to 2, di ba? 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 raised to 2 is 25. So, we add 25. And then, dito naman sa y squared minus 8y. Tapos, ano yung i-add natin? 8 divided by 2, 4 raised to 2 is 16. So, mag-add tayo ng 16. But whatever we added dito sa right side or dito sa left side should be also added dito sa right side. So, ang in-add natin na 25 and 16, i-add din natin dito sa right side para hindi mabago yung equality natin. And then, isulat natin ito as a square kasi nga perfect squares na itong mga to. This is x minus 5 squared. Tapos ito naman, this is y minus 4 squared. And then this right side, i-add natin negative 32 plus 25 plus 16 is 9. Okay, and as you can see, this one is already written in the center radius form, di ba? This is already in the center radius form. Ang center natin ay positive 5 and positive 4. And ang radius natin ay square root of 9 or that's 3. Okay, that's 3. Yeah. So since itong right side, since r squared is greater than 0, then we have a circle. Okay? We have a circle. Yeah. So greater than 0 ito. The right side of the equation. Ito yung r squared natin. Okay? Let's take a look at this one. Another example. Find the value of k for which x squared plus y squared plus 4x and then minus 2k, 2y pala, is equal to k. Yan. Find k para ito ay maging point. Okay? We call this a point circle actually. Point circle. Ano daw yung value ng k para ito ay maging point circle? Okay? So, ang gagawin natin ulit dito is gagawin natin ulit center radius form. At i-equate natin whatever the left or the right side of the equation na ma-come up natin later on, equate natin to 0. Kasi di ba yung point circle, itong single point, equal sa 0 yung r squared natin. Alright? So gawin natin yan. Gawin natin yung completing the square. So x squared plus 4x. So i-add natin yung 4 plus y squared minus 2y. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Raised to 2 is 1. So 1 is equal to k. I-add natin yung 4 tsaka 1. So dito we have x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to k plus 5. So basically, yung k plus 5, ito na yung natin. Yan na yung r squared natin. Since this is a point circle, equate natin k plus 5 is equal to 0. And we'll come up with k is equal to -5. So, k is equal to -5 para itong equation natin ay point circle. Alright? Okay. Let's have, basically dito lang tumatakbo yung natin on circle. Okay, the center radius form and the standard form of the circle. Alright? Wala naman ng iba when we talk of circles. Okay, kapag given tayo ng tatlong conditions, we can come up with the equation of a circle. For example, we can solve for, or we can write the equation of the circle if we are given 3 points. For example, given tayo ng tatlong points, 0, 6, 4, -2, and 9, 3. Yan. Given tayo ng tatlong points, how do we find for the equation of a circle? So, ang mangyayari dito, magkakaroon tayo ng tatlong equations at tatlong unknowns. At saka pwede natin gamitin, Pwede natin gamitin both the standard form or the center radius form or the general form. Ang gagawin lang natin is to substitute itong mga points natin dito sa equation ng circle. Kapag dito sa center radius form ang ginamit natin, ang unknowns natin ay yung h, k, tsaka r. Pero kapag ang ginamit natin ay yung general form, at ang unknowns natin ay yung d, e, tsaka f, yung mga coefficient. And siguro nakikita nyo mas madaling gawing equation yung general form, Yung general form of a circle kasi para wala na tayong squares and all that. Kasi sa center radius form, meron pa tayong squared. So medyo mas medyo mas mahirap kapag ginamit natin yung center radius form. So ang gagamitin natin dito ay yung general form of a circle. Okay, let us answer this one. We know that the general form of a circle is x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. Substitute lang natin bawat point dito sa x and y. Diba? Kasi lahat dapat ng points on the circle satisfies this equation. So, itong x and y, pwede natin i-substitute itong mga points natin. So, for the first point, 0, 6, substitute natin 0 for x, ilagay ko dito, for 0, 6. Okay? 0, mag-0 na to, huwag na natin lagyan ng squared. Yan. So, this is 0 plus that 6 squared plus dx. That's 0 kasi 0 yung x plus ey. So, this is 6e. Di ba? Substitute natin yung y ng 6 plus f is equal to 0. So, we come up with an equation dito na 6e plus f is equal to, this is 36. So, magiging -36. Yan yung first equation natin. For the second equation, we have for -2. Yan. So 4 squared plus -2 squared plus 4d plus, or this is minus kasi -2y, minus -2e plus f is equal to 0. So meron tayong another equation dito na 4d minus 2e and then plus f, ilagay na lang natin dito yung 20, Kasi constant din pala yung f, So plus 20 is equal to 0. Kahit dito ilagay na natin sa left side yung constant natin. Pero mamaya gagamitan din naman natin ito ng substitution, 6 minus f plus 36 is equal to 0. So this is our first equation. We have our second equation. And then for the last one, a 9, 3. Okay, for 9, 3, we have 81, so that's 9 squared, plus 3 squared, plus 9d, plus 3e, plus f is equal to 0. And we have 9d plus 3e plus f plus 90 is equal to 0. This is our third equation. So meron tayong tatlong equations at saka tatlong unknowns, di ba? So we can solve this using our knowledge in algebra, solving yung 3 equations, 3 unknowns natin. Okay? Ano bang pinaka-mabilis dito para ma-solve natin yung D, E, and F? We can also use calculator. Pwede din. Ay, wala yung calculator ko.
Both part ko, sir.
Saan na yung calculator ko? Ayan. 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 Hindi ko pala ma-share yung screen ko. Okay. Okay, this is my calculator. I can use equation, mode 5. And then 3 equations is 2. And then I can just key in yung mga coefficient ko. Since dito sa first equation, wala akong D. So 0 yung D. Yung B stands for E, that's 6. Tapos yung C stands for F, that's 1. Kung titignan niyo yung D is on the left side or the right side of the equation, so this is negative 36. Ilagay natin sa left side, yung plus 36, magiging negative 36 kasi pupunta sa right side of the equation. For the second equation, we have 4D, so we have 4. And minus 2E, so we have negative 2. Plus F, so that's 1. And then plus 20, so punta sa kabila, that's minus 20. And then 9D plus 3E plus F is equal to negative 90. So that's negative 90. Yeah, so we have x equals negative 8. This pertains to the first na variable natin. Ang first variable natin ay D, di ba? So D is negative 8. This is E. E is negative 6 and F is 0. So yun yung mga values ng ating coefficient. So D is negative 8. E is negative 6. And F is equal to 0. Okay? So kung i-substitute na natin itong mga coefficients natin dun sa equation, we have x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 6y plus 0. Yan na yung D, E, tsaka F is equal to 0. But since this is 0, pwede natin isulat ito na wag ilagay yung 0. X squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 6y is equal to 0. So ito na yung sagot natin for this problem. Yan na. This is the general form of the equation of the circle. Okay? So we can also write this in center radius form if you want. And we will come up with the center as 4, 3, and the radius is 5. Okay? Okay. Then let us take a look at one last example for this one. Pwede din na ang given sa atin ay dalawang points lang, 1, 2, at saka 3, 4. And given yung radius, the radius is 2. If this is the case, mas madaling gamitin na yung center radius form kasi given tayo ng radius, Given tayo ng radius. So, ang gagamitin natin dito ay center radius form, yung x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay? Substitute natin yung x, y, and r. So, for the first point, we have 1 minus h squared plus 2 minus k squared is equal to 2 squared. That's 4. Okay? And then we can expand this one. So this is h squared minus 2h plus 1. Dito naman we have k squared minus 4k plus 4. Yeah? And then is equal to 4. So we have h squared plus k squared minus 2h minus 4k plus 1 kasi cancel yung 4 is equal to 0. Yan yung for the first point. For the second point, we have 3 minus h squared. That's x minus h plus y minus k. So that's 4 minus k squared is equal to 2 squared, which is also equal to 4. Okay. And then simplifying, we'll come up with h squared plus k squared minus h minus 8k plus 21 is equal to 0. So meron tayong dalawang equations dito. Dalawang ano. So para ma-cancel yung h squared tsaka k squared. These are two simultaneous equations actually, ano? So para ma-cancel yung h squared tsaka h squared agad-agad, pwede na nating isubtract, di ba? Kasi parehas na merong h squared tsaka k squared. I-subtract natin. Subtract. Yan. So if we subtract yung dalawang equations, makakancel yung h squared tsaka k squared. So dito, we have negative h minus, ito na lang yung mas nauna, no? Mas mauna. Negative h minus negative 2h. Bali, we have h. Di ba? And then minus 8k. Minus 8k minus negative 4k. So we have minus 4k. Tama ba? Minus 4k. And then 21 minus 1, that's 20. Okay, we have h squared plus k squared minus 2h minus 4k plus 1 equals 0. H squared plus k squared minus h minus 8k plus 21 equals 0. Yan. So we subtract itong dalawa. H minus h cancel k. Okay. Minus 2h minus negative 8. Baliktad natin. Minus h minus negative 2h, that's plus h. Minus 8k minus negative 4k, that's negative 4k. 21. Yan, tama naman. Tama naman, di ba? Bakit parang iba yung ano. H squared plus k minus 6h plus 8k plus 6h daw ito. 6h. Sige. Minus 6h. So, dito, minus 6h minus negative 2. So this is negative 4h. Tama ba? Yan. So if we divide this by negative 4, pwede. So we have h plus k minus 5 is equal to 0. Yan. So we can come up with an equation, h in terms of k or k in terms of h. Diba? So k is equal to 5 minus h. Yan. Itong equation na to, we can now substitute this one dito sa first or ito, dito or dito. Pwede na natin yung i-substitute, ano? So, ito, i-substitute natin k is equal to 5 minus h. Dito sa first na equation, we have h squared plus 5 minus h squared minus 2h minus 4k, that's 5 minus h, plus 1 is equal to 0. Yan. So, dito, h squared plus 25 minus 10h plus h squared minus 2h minus 20 plus 4h plus 1 is equal to 0. Yeah. So we have 2h squared and then lahat ng mga may h ito minus 6h. Ay, ito pa. That's 12 minus 4, that's 8. And then constant 25, 20, tsaka 1. 26 minus 26. We can divide this by 2, ano? H squared minus 4h plus 3 is equal to 0. Yan. So we can solve for h. Since this is quadratic, we can do factoring, you know? 3 factor niya ay 3 and 1 to come up with 4. So h minus 3 and h minus 1 is equal to 0. So we have h is equal to 3 tsaka h is equal to 1. Unahin na natin yung mas maliit. H is equal to 1 and h is equal to 3. When h is equal to 1, we solve for k. Ito na yung gamitin natin, diretso. K is equal to 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. So k is equal to 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2. So meron tayong dalawang pairs dito, ano? Dito, ang hk natin dito ay 1, 4. Dito naman, ang hk natin ay 3, 2. Yan. So meron tayong dalawang circle that satisfy itong given na condition natin dito. Dalawang point, isang radius, dalawa yung circle na pwedeng mang-satisfy doon sa condition. So itong first circle natin, we have x minus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared is equal to 4. Yan. Itong second circle natin, we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 4. Yan. Yan yung dalawang sagot natin. Dalawang solution natin for the given condition. Ito yung isa. Tapos, ito yung pangalawa. Yan. So, dalawa yung naging sagot natin. Okay? Any questions?
Sir, data nga equation ket detail lang equation DJ may isa nga point nga 1 ken 2.
Hindi, silang dalawang points na. So if you take a look at the graph nito, na-satisfy nila yung dalawang given. Okay? Let's take a look at the first one. That's x, ano yun? X minus 1 squared.
Sir, awang makita naka-blackmet data screen mo.
Minus 4. Wait lang. 4. Saka x minus 3. Wait lang. X minus 3 squared. Plus y minus 2 squared equal to 4. Tapos yung dalawang points natin ay 1, 2. 1, 2, tsaka 3, 4. Yeah, so if we take a look at the graph, ito yung graph nila, no? So, itong points na given na 1, 2, and 3, 4, ito na yon. Dalawang circle ang pwede na masasatisfy na dumadaan sa dalawang points na yan. Okay? Dumadaan yan sa dalawang points na yan, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Tsaka may radius silang 2. Itong dalawang ito, meron silang radius na 2. Okay? So, dalawa yung pwedeng mang-satisfy dito sa given na condition. Alright? Ano mo yan, Miss Malbar? Hindi lang yung 1, 2, ano? Yung dalawang points. Yung na-satisfy nila. Pati din yung radius na satisfy nila. Nagkataon lang na dalawa yung circle na pwedeng sagot. Dalawang circle ang sagot natin sa tanong na yan.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay? Yeah. So, okay. Let's talk about family of circles. Families of circles. Okay, kung meron tayong dalawang circle, family of circles. Kapag sinabi nating family of circles, for example, merong isang unknown, merong isang part ng circle na unknown. So pwedeng maraming circle ang mag-satisfy doon. Okay? And then inano lang natin yung specific na member ng family kapag nag-solve na tayo kapag given na yung part na unknown natin. Okay? So for example, meron tayong x minus h squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 4. So in this case, ang unknown natin ay yung h, di ba? So maraming pwedeng mang-satisfy or pwedeng graph nito depende sa value ng h. So, ang tawag dito, families. Ang tawag doon, families of circle. Alright? So, merong isang unknown lang. So, kapag, for example, hinanap na natin yung member na when h is equal to 3, then meron lang specific na member nung family na yon, di ba? Yung sagot natin na. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Hindi na siguro. Punta tayo dito sa intersection. Ito lang naman yung ano natin. So kung meron tayong dalawang circle, say the first circle is C1, ang kanyang equation ay x squared plus y squared plus d1x plus e1y plus f1. So, is equal to 0. Saka yung second circle natin, siyempre magkakaroon lang tayo ng subscript na 2 for the coefficients. Yan, d2, e2, saka f2. Ngayon, if these two circles intersect, distinct ito, C1 and C2 are distinct, and non-concentric circles. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila parehas ng center. Siyempre, kung parehas sila ng center, hindi na sila mag-meet. Diba? Yung radius nila. Yung iba lang. These two are non-concentric circles. Then, ang point of intersection, family, yung family ng point of intersection nila is determined by the equation x squared plus y squared. Itong equation muna ng first circle natin, d1x plus e1y plus f1. Tapos i-add natin yung second equation. Lagyan lang natin ng k, k x squared plus y squared plus d2x plus e2y plus f2 is equal to 0. Anong equation na to? This equation is the equation of the family of circle through the points of intersection of C1 and C2. Okay? All right. So, if you take a look at this, ito yung family of the equation of the intersection of two circles, So, ang magiging unknown lang natin dito is actually the value of k. Kung titignan ninyo itong equation na to, when k is equal to 1, yan. When k is equal to 1, kung 1 ito, then we have x squared, negative 1 pala. When k is negative 1, para matanggal yung x squared tsaka y squared natin, kapag negative 1 yan, makakancel yung x squared, y squared. So, ang mangyayari dito, ang form na ngayon ay d1 minus d2x plus e1 minus e2y plus f1 minus f2 is equal to 0. Okay? So, this one is called the equation, this is the equation of the radical axis of C1 and C2. Okay, radical axis. Ano ba yung radical axis? Equation of radical axis. So kung titingnan ninyo, this one is already in linear form. Linya na to, linya. So, parang ito yung line, pagda tayo sa example natin dito kanina, parang ito yung line na nagko-connect sa dalawang points of intersection ng dalawang point of intersection ng circle. Kung gagawa tayo ng linya that goes through the point of intersection ng circle na to, yan. So this one is called the radical axis ng yan. This is the radical axis. At saka yung equation nito, the equation of the radical axis is this one, d1 minus d2x plus E1 minus E2y plus F1 minus F2 is equal to 0. That's okay. Tapos, ang tawag naman, siyempre kung merong dalawang circle, tapos may mga center sila, for example, ang tawag naman sa linya that connects the two centers, yan, for example, dumaan sa dalawang center nila, ilipat natin yan. Assuming na dumaan yung linya na sa center, ang hirap kasi mag-drawing, yan. Yan. This line, itong line naman na to, is called the line of centers. The line of centers of the circle. Okay? Okay, itong radical axis tsaka yung line of centers, they are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular yan, yung radical axis tsaka line of centers. Okay? Perpendicular. So let us take a look at the problem dito. So given tayo ng dalawang circle. So the first circle is x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y minus 4 is equal to 0. Saka yung second na circle natin, we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay? So, for the first part, ang iano natin is the equation of the family of circles through the points of intersection of C1 and C2. Okay? Family equation of family of circles through the intersection of C1 and C2. So basically, ang tinatanong nito is the first equation natin na ito. Diba? This is the equation of the family of circles through the intersection of C1 and C2. So basically, kukopyahin lang natin yan in terms of K. Yun na yung sagot natin dito. Yung x squared, the first equation, x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y minus 4. Mag-plus lang tayo, plus k. Tapos kopyahin lang natin yung second equation, x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 2y minus 6, yan, equate natin to 0. Ito na yung sagot natin. That is the equation of the family of circles through the points of intersection of C1 and C2. Okay, ngayon ang tanong for the second part, what is the equation of the member of the family that passes through the point 9, negative 1? Member that passes through 9, negative 1. So anong member daw? Specific equation na ito, ano? Anong member daw yon kapag nagpa-pass through sa equation na 9, negative 1? So ang basically, ang sinasagot, ang ano natin dito is K, yung value ng K. Ano ba yung value ng K when x is equal to 9 and y is equal to negative 1? So ang gagawin lang natin dito is to substitute yung x and y. Ito yung x, ito yung y. Substitute lang natin. So this is 9 squared plus negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 4 times 9 minus 4 plus k. So 9 squared plus negative 1 squared minus 6 times 9. 2 times 9 pala to. 2 times 9, 4 times, bali-baliktad na. 2 times 9, 4 times negative 1. Negative 1, baliktad na ako. X, y, x, y. X, y, negative 1, x, y. Plus 2, negative 1 minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, and then calculator lang, we should come up with the value of k is equal to, ito lang, ito, whatever that one, i-divide natin sa value ng yan. 12k is equal to negative 5. Yan, kapag na-solve na natin yung k, i-substitute back natin doon sa equation of families. So, ito na ngayon yung required na equation ng circle natin. X squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y minus 4. Ito magiging negative 5 na minus 5 times x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Ayan na yung member. So kung isulat natin sa general form, we come up with x squared plus y squared. The simplification ito, minus 8x plus 7 over 2y minus 13 over 2 is equal to 0. So yan na yung general form ng circle natin. When we simplify itong equation na to, pupunta na yan dyan. Simple algebra na lang yan, ano? Combining like terms. Okay, and then kapag sinulat natin ito into its standard form, the center radius form, we have x minus 4 squared plus y plus 7 over 4 squared is equal to 409 over 16. And based from that, you can get the center and the radius of the circle. Itong required na circle na to. Okay? And then the third part of the equation is, what is the equation of the radical axis? Equation of the radical axis. Ano daw yung equation of the radical axis? So, we simply use this equation. This is when k is equal to negative 1. So, yung radical axis, hindi na siya circle, linya na siya. Dito sa first equation, circle yan. Pero when k is equal to negative 1, pertaining to the radical axis, then, linya siya. So, simply, that's d1 minus d2x plus e1 minus e2y. Subtract lang natin yung 2 minus negative 6, and then negative 4 minus 2, and then minus 4 minus negative 6 is equal to 0. Minus minus lang, ano? d1 minus d2, that's 2 minus negative 6, that's 8x. d1 minus d2. Tapos e1 minus e2, so that's negative 4 minus 2, that's negative 6y. And then f1 minus f2, negative 4 minus negative 6, so that's plus 2. Plus 2 is equal to 0. And then we can simplify this by dividing by 2, that's 4x minus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. So ito na yung equation of the radical axis natin. 4x minus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? So that's it. That's for this problem. Okay? Okay, let's go to the last part sa circle natin, the tangent to a circle. Kapag sinabi nating tangent, di ba, yung sa parts of the circle, a line that is tangent to a circle only meets the circle at exactly one point, di ba? So kung meron tayong linya at meron tayong circle, for example, meron tayong circle dito, and then meron tayong line, paano ba? And assuming na yan. So, itong line na to is tangent to the circle at this point. So, isang point lang. Yan, yung point na yan. Only one point. Ayan. Ito yung point of tangency natin. This is the point of tangency. Point of tangency. Yan. Kasi by definition, a tangent to a circle is a straight line that intersects the circle at exactly one point. And the point is called the point of tangency. Ano yung property ng line at saka ng circle na to? If we have a line T, so kung line T ito, tapos meron tayo dito, ang equation ng circle natin is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Yung point of tangency natin, ito, tawagin nating PO. Tapos meron tayong coordinates na x sub O tapos y sub O. Yan yung point of tangency natin. Ngayon, yung center ng circle, perpendicular yung tangent na yan sa radius. Itong radius na to, yan. Yung radius going to the point of tangency, ano? Yung line na yan, tapos yung radius, they are perpendicular to each other. Remember that. Perpendicular yung radius to the point of tangency, saka yung line tangent to the circle. So, ang ibig sabihin yan, if the slope, yung slope nila is negative reciprocals of each other. Di ba? Negative reciprocals of each other kapag, kapag perpendicular sila to each other. All right? So let us take a look at an example. Okay, find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line. Tangent T. Tangent to the circle x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 25 at the point 6, 2. Yan. So meron daw tayong circle dito with this equation, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 25. Tapos yung point of tangency niya ay sa 0.62. Okay? So based from the equation of the circle, based dito sa equation ng circle, pwede nating makuha yung center tsaka radius. Tama? The center is 3, negative 2. And the radius is equal to the square root of 25, which is 5. Okay? Ngayon, since alam na natin yung center tsaka radius, we can solve for the slope of the radius from the center to the point of tangency. So, pwede nating makuha yung slope nito. Pwede nating makuha yung slope niyan, yung radius, going from the center to the point of tangency by using the 2 points, the center and the point of tangency. So, the slope of the radius, tawagin nating m sub r, the slope of the radius, m sub r. So m sub r is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, di ba? Yan yung formula for slope natin. So negative 2 minus 2 over 3 minus 6. So we have negative 4 over negative 3, which is equal to 4/3, positive 4 over 3. Yan yung slope ngayon ng radius. But since we know that the line tangent to the circle and the radius are perpendicular, so the slope of the tangent line, tawagin nating m sub t. Yan. So the slope of the tangent line is the negative reciprocal of 4/3. So that's negative 1 over 4/3. So that's negative 3 over 4. Yan na ngayon yung slope of the tangent line. Ngayon, since alam na natin yung slope ng tangent line, saka alam natin that the point of tangency, di ba? Yung point of tangency, dinaanan din ng linya. So, ibig sabihin, yung point of tangency ay point din doon sa line. So, we can use the point and the slope form of the line, point-slope form of the line to come up with the equation. The point-slope form. Point-slope form of a line. That's
Sir.
why. Yes.
Sir, nangalan na delta, anon? Delta slope of the tangent line?
This is the negative reciprocal of the slope of the radius. Kasi nga, di ba,
Yes, sir.
perpendicular sila to each other? So, baliktarin lang natin yung 4/3, tapos lagyan ng negative, basically. Negative reciprocal. So, ano man yung, kung mayroon tayong dalawang perpendicular lines, di ba? So, gawin lang nating reciprocal. So, pag binaliktadin tayo lang kay numerator kan denominator and we include the negative. So, kung negative yung slope ng radius, magiging positive yung slope ng tangent line. Ganun lang yun. Ano? Negative reciprocal. Alright? Okay na?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, gamitin na natin yung point-slope form of the line. Yung y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Substitute lang natin yung slope tsaka yung point. So, we have y minus y1, that's 2. Ito yung gagamitin natin kasi this point is also on the line. Y minus 2 is equal to negative 3/4 and then x minus 6. Yan. So, yan na yung points to form the line. And then we need to write this in standard form. Multiply natin yung 4 dyan. So, 4y minus 8. Tapos, multiply natin yung negative 3 doon. Negative 3x plus 18 is equal to, wala na yung is equal to. Yan. And then, write this. Dapat positive yung x. So, we have 3x plus 4y minus 18 minus 8. So, that's negative 26 is equal to 0. Yan na yung equation of the tangent line natin. 3x plus 4y is minus 26 is equal to 0. Okay? All right. Okay, and then meron din tayong dito yung tinatawag na tangential distance. Okay? Yung kapag yung P na yung point natin ay wala sa circle, ano? Nandoon sa outside of the circle. Okay? So, let us try to draw once again a circle. Yan. Tapos meron tayong point outside the circle. Meron tayong point dito. Okay. Yan, point. And then let us draw a tangent line through the point to the circle. Draw tayo ng tangent line from the point. Dapat tangent siya doon sa circle. Yan. Hirap naman na yan. Yan. Assuming na tangent sila, no? Siyempre, dalawa yan. Let's try to draw another tangent line through the point to the circle. Dito naman yung isa, no? Yan. So, dalawa yung line. Kung ano natin yung circle, assuming that's the center. Yan. So, perpendicular ito, perpendicular din yan. Makakabuo tayo ng dalawang triangle. Yan, pareha, similar triangles or actually congruent triangle. So the tangential distance is this one, D. Okay, this is D. From the point of tangency to the point outside the circle, that's the tangential distance. No? Tangential distance. So whatever that distance is, parehas lang dito sa kabila. Tangential distance. Kasi ano yan, parehas itong triangle na to, no? So kung ito yung point of tangency, meron din tayong point of tangency dito. Dala ibang ano lang, P sub O tsaka Q sub. Oh, the center of the circle is HK, of course. Ngayon, so the tangential distance kapag nasa standard form ang given na circle, the tangential distance is just equal to the square root of x sub 1. Yung x sub 1 is actually the coordinate of this point, ano? X sub 1 and then y sub 1. Itong coordinate ng point na yan. So x sub 1 minus h squared plus y sub 1 minus k squared minus r squared. Yan na mismo yung distance, tangential distance. This came from Pythagorean theorem then using this triangle. No? So the distance is equal to this formula. X, parang ano, formula lang din ng square. Ano? X minus h squared plus y minus k squared minus r squared. Okay, meron lang square root. Pero kapag given tayo ng general form, meron din tayong formula for the tangential distance, ano, using the coefficient. Parehas lang din yung formula x squared plus y squared plus dx plus y plus f. ey plus f. Yan na mismo ano yung tangential distance formula. Substitute na lang kapag given yung equation ng circle. Alright? So direct substitution lang yan kapag given na, no? Yung mga parts na yan. Okay, do you have any question with this one? Any questions? Okay. So that's it for circles. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to parabola. All right. So okay, by definition, di ba ang definition natin kanina sa circle is the set of all points equidistant doon sa center. Ngayon, ang parabola naman, ang definition niya, set of points ulit is the set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point and a fixed line. So meron na tayong fixed point, meron tayong fixed line. Okay, ang tawag natin doon sa fixed line ay directrix. Okay, let us take a look at copyin ko na lang yung graph ulit. Yan. This is our, for example, if we have a fixed line, meron tayong fixed line. Yan. So meron tayong fixed line dito. Okay. Ay, ganun. Ay, naglalag yung computer ko. Wait lang. Yan. So, for example, we have this fixed line. At saka meron tayong fixed point dito. We have fixed point here. Yan. So, ang ano raw, ang parabola, ay set of all points that are equidistant, ano? So, kung meron tayong point dito, for example, yan. So, kung meron tayong points dito, itong point na raw ito, equidistant siya from this point to whatever this distance is equal to this distance. Yan. So, yung distance na yan, from this point to the line, and these 2 points, parehas. So, kung yung D1 equal siya kay D2. So, yung D1 equal kay D2. So, set of all points yan, marami yan. So, ang itsura niya, ganyan. Yan yung parabola natin. So, kung merong point, for example, dito, itong distance niya to the line and distance niya to that point, equal pa rin. Parehas pa rin yung distance na yan. Okay? So, geometrically, pag inequate natin itong dalawang distance na to, we can come up with an equation. Okay? Meron tayong equation. And for this one, bigay tayo ng different parts of natin, parabola natin. Yes, merong Okay, suppose this is point on the parabola. Meron siyang coordinates na xy. Yan, this is an arbitrary point. Actually, it can represent to any point on the parabola. Tapos this one, this is may distance siya na rho from the axis. Ang ano nito, so whatever this distance dito sa vertex ng parabola, this is the vertex of the parabola. Yan. Itong vertex ng parabola, its distance from this point is actually called the focus of the parabola. Ano? Itong focus ng parabola at saka yung itong line na to, this one is called the directrix of the parabola. Directrix. Dito sa vertex, parehas dapat yung distance nito. Rho. So whatever this distance is equal to this distance. And the symbol for that one is rho. Okay? So, ito, kung nasa point 0, 0 yung vertex, so ang equation ng ating directrix ay x is equal to negative rho. Ayan. So itong focus natin, meron tayong symbol na capital F. Itong vertex, meron tayong symbol na capital V. Alright? So alam natin, itong F, ang kanyang coordinates ay sige. Pwede ding small letter P na lang para mas madaling kabisaduhin. P tsaka 0, ano? P 0 kasi nga ang kanyang y coordinate ay 0 at this point. Okay? Tapos dito naman sa point na to, that's yung x ay negative P, ang kanyang y coordinate ay y kasi nga magbatog na kanila point P diyan. Alright? So meron tayong distance between 2 points na dalawa, in-equate natin, we will come up with an equation at ang equation na yon ay y squared is equal to 4px. Okay, pwede ding rho or p. P na lang para at least nasa English alphabet pa rin tayo. Ano? Y squared is equal to 4px. Ito ngayon yung equation ng parabola natin. Equation ng parabola natin that is facing to the right. Okay? Kapag yung parabola natin ay facing to the right, ito yung equation na gagamitin natin. Y squared is equal to 4px or 4 rho x. 4px. Y squared is equal to 4px. Okay? Pero mag-iiba yan, depende sa direction ng ating parabola. So meron tayong apat, Meron tayong apat na pwedeng direction ng parabola. Okay, first one, kapag yung parabola natin, let's try to draw x and y axis. Ano natin. Yan. Sige, ganyan na lang. Dito sa first na natin, this is yung example natin, derivation. Kapag yung parabola ay naka-open to the right. This one is opening to the right. Ang ating equation in this case is y squared is equal to 4 times p. Yung p is actually the distance between the vertex and the focus. Okay? Yung distance between the vertex and the focus. So in this case, ang focus natin ay ang kanyang coordinates ay P0. At saka yung directrix natin is aligned with an equation x is equal to negative P. Yan. Yan yung equation natin, kapag our parabola is facing to the right. Ngayon, kapag facing to the left, for example, our parabola is facing to the left, ganyan. So, nandito na ngayon yung focus, sa kabilang banda, pero yung P, ganun pa rin. Yung directrix natin nandito na sa positive side ng x. So, ang equation na ngayon ng directrix natin, x is equal to P, since P yung distance niya from the vertex. Diba? So, x is equal to P pa rin. So, in this case, our equation is magne-negative na yan. Y squared is equal to negative 4px. Yan na yung equation natin kapag ang ating parabola ay opening to the left. Alright? Ibang kulay pa rin. Yung pangatlo naman is when our parabola is opening upward. Assuming na parabola ito. Yan. Opening upward. So ang ating directrix naman nandito sa baba. Diba? Ang equation ng directrix natin ay y is equal to negative p. Kasi p distance pa rin yan. Tapos yung focus natin ay p distance pa rin from the vertex. This is the vertex, So, ang equation natin in this case ay mag-iba na yung naka-square dito. X squared na yung nandito. So, 4 times rho y naman. 4py. P pala. 4py. Yan naman yung ating equation kapag opening upward. And then finally, kapag opening downward, kabaliktaran lang din ng ating third one. So nandito na yung directrix natin, that's y is equal to p. So nandito na yung focus natin, nandito pa rin yung vertex natin. So ang ating equation in that case is x squared is equal to negative 4py. So ang unknown lang natin dito actually is the value of p. Kung ano yung value ng p. Alam natin the value of p is the distance between the vertex and the focus, or the distance between the vertex and the directrix. Parehas lang, So those are the different formulas when we deal with parabola. Okay. Ngayon meron pa tayong isang part, Okay, this part is called the latus rectum. The latus rectum, punta tayo dito sa first figure natin. The latus rectum is a line siya, that is parallel to the directrix and passes through the focus. So, yan. So in this case, ang latus rectum natin ay this line from end to end. Yan. Yan yung latus rectum natin. So dito sa end of the latus rectum, meron tayong dito. We call this the point L. And dito sa other point, we call it the R. Para yung LR is the latus rectum. Latus rectum, ulitin ko, is a line or a segment parallel sa directrix natin, but it passes through the focus. Ngayon, ang length ng latus rectum natin from point L to point R, yan, yung point L to point R, LR, the latus rectum, is equal to 4 times rho or 4 times P. Ano? Yan yung ano natin, 4 times P. Yung length niyan from L to point R. Ngayon kung half lang from point L to the focus lang, point L to point F, so 2P lang yon, ano? 2 times P. Ganun din kapag from the focus to point R, 2P yung distance niya. Okay? So yan yung latus rectum. Alright, so remember, itong mga equations na to, these are equations only applicable when the vertex is at the origin. Okay? These equations, itong apat na equations na yan, ay mga equations of a parabola where the vertex is at the origin. Alright, so let us take a look at an example. And sketch the graph of y squared is equal to negative 8x. Alright? So unang-una, kapag given tayo ng equations na ganito, yung munang question tayo, anat lang nga dijay parabola. Saan naka-open yung parabola natin? So kung titignan ninyo, tilang umunang kita nyo, anat naka-square. Yung naka-square is y, di ba? In this case, nakaupo yung graph natin kay y-axis. Kung anat naka-square, iso nakatugawan na. Tapos lang, for example, dito umuna, nakatugaw kan ni y, di ba? Nakatugaw kan ni y-axis. So in this case, yung graph natin nakatugaw iso na kan ni y-axis. Naka-open iso natin ni negative x kasi negative. So ang ating equation ngayon, ang kanyang itsura ay parang yung second form. Itong drawing natin dito sa taas, ito siya, itong pangalawa. It is a parabola na nakaupo kay y, nakaharap kay negative x. Okay? So ngayon, kailangan natin yung different part. What is the value of p? Di ba ang equation natin ay y squared is equal to negative 4px. So kapag pinatren natin yan, yung negative 4p equal siya kay negative 8. So we can come up that p is equal to positive 2. P is equal to positive 2. Ngayon, kung nasolve na natin yung p, we can come up with the different points needed to graph the parabola. Yan. So, let's copy yung ating. Yan. Ang unang iplaplat natin dito is the vertex. Siyempre, yung vertex natin, yung V, alam natin that this one is a parabola na ang kanyang vertex ay nasa 0, 0. So, iplot na natin dito yung point natin na V, ang vertex niya ay nasa 0, 0, 0. Alright? Susunod is the focus. Since this one is opening to the left, so pupunta ngayon yung focus natin to the left of the vertex. The focus is P units to the left. Ang P natin ay 2. So, ang kanyang focus natin ay negative 2, 0. So, nandito ngayon yung focus natin. This is our focus. Ang kanyang, negative 2, 0. Ang kanyang coordinate, focus. Ang susunod dito is the latus rectum. The latus rectum muna. Yung L muna, L. Yung L is actually sa taas ng F, di ba? Sa taas ng F, that is 2 times P, di ba? Sabi ko kanina, the whole length is 4 times P, pero kapag half lang, that's 2 times P. So from 0, that's 2 times 2, so 4 na units upward. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So nandito ngayon yung L. Nandyan yung L. Ang kanyang coordinates ay negative 2, tapos tumaas siya ng 4. So that's negative 2, 4. And the other one, yung rectum niya, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units naman pababa are, so this is negative 2, negative 4 naman. Yan. And then we can connect the points to come up with our parabola. Yan siya. Yan. So that's our parabola. Assuming na parabola nga yan, di ba? And then of course, do not forget yung latus is negative 2, 4. Yung R natin ay negative 2, negative 4. Tapos do not forget the directrix. The directrix is just a line with equal distance from yung vertex to focus. Di ba ay 2 units. So dito siya, nandito yung directrix natin. This line. Yan. Itong line na to, this is the directrix between an equation of x is equal to positive 2. Yan. So directrix x is equal to positive 2. Yan. So yan, nag-graph na natin yung ating parabola. Alright? Any question? Another example. And find the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin axis and the y-axis and passing through the point negative 4, positive 4. Yan. Hindi ko pala nasabi kanina, yung axis, the axis of the parabola is the line perpendicular to the directrix. Ito yung axis ng parabola natin in this case, ano? It is the axis. Passing through the focus and the vertex. A line that is perpendicular to the directrix and passes through the vertex and the focus. So for these first two graphs, ang axis niya ay yung x-axis. Itong dalawang huling graphs, ang axis niya ay yung y-axis. Okay? So itong graph natin, itong example natin na pangalawa, the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin, axis and the y-axis, right, and passing through the point 4, negative 4. Ibig sabihin nito, axis and the y-axis, it's either opening upward or downward. Kasi nga yung axis niya ay yung y-axis. Pero since itong negative 4, positive 4, saan quadrant ito? The negative 4, positive 4 is on the second quadrant. So ang ibig sabihin nito, nasa yung parabola natin is opening upward. Hindi naman pwede na opening downward ito kasi nga yung given na point is on the second quadrant. Okay? So therefore, ang ano natin dito, unang ano natin, the parabola is opening. Ito yung unang-una natin dapat na i-determine, ano? The parabola is opening upward. Para yung equation natin ma-determine natin. So kapag opening kung yung parabola natin ay opening upward, so nakaupo siya kay x, di ba? So ang formula natin ay x squared is equal to nakaharap kay positive y. So that's 4py, positive 4py. So yan yung equation natin kapag yung parabola is opening upward. Ngayon, given tayo ng point. Ang goal lang naman natin dito is actually to solve for the value of p. Kapag nasolve na natin yung value ng p, okay na tayo, ano? So kapag given tayo ng point, so itong point na to nasa parabola, so we can substitute that to x and y to solve for p. Since itong point nasa parabola. Okay, since the point is on the parabola, we substitute the point negative 4 squared is equal to 4 times p times y, that's 4. So we have 16 is equal to 16p, and we come up with p is equal to 1. So ang ating equation, substituting p is equal to 1, ang ating equation ay x squared is equal to 4 times 1 times y, so that's 4y. Yan na yung equation natin. Yan na yung equation ng parabola natin. Ito na yung sagot natin. X squared is equal to 4y. Okay? Ganun lang. Ang problema lang natin dito actually is the value of p. Okay? Ngayon, sabi ko kanina, itong mga formulas na apat na to, these are parabolas na ang vertex ay nasa origin. Ngayon, kung wala sa origin, ang magiging formulas natin, magkakaroon lang tayo ng vertex when the vertex is at point HK. Iba na, hindi na siya origin, ano? Kapag yung vertex natin ay HK na, magkakaroon na tayo ng different formula. Pero ang mangyayari lang is actually parehas lang ito, yung y lalagyan lang natin ng minus k, yung x lalagyan lang natin ng minus x. Okay? Minus h. So parehas lang when the parabola is opening to the right, 'di ba nakaupo siya kay y? When it's opening to the right, so ang mangyari lang y magkakaroon lang ng y minus k squared is equal to ganun pa rin 4p x minus h. This formula is for a parabola na hindi na origin yung kanyang vertex. This one is opening to the right. Di ba? Ilagay natin dito opening to the right. Nakaupo kay y, nakaharap kay positive x. Kapag naman nakaupo kay y, nakaharap kay negative x, that's y minus k squared is equal to negative 4p x minus h. Yan naman, yung kay opening to the left. Yan, opening to the left naman kapag ganito, negative. Okay, the same scenario kapag opening upward, nakaupo kay x, so x minus h naman. Palaging magkasama yung h at saka x, x minus h squared is equal to 4p y minus k. Ito naman kapag opening upward. Kapag opening downward, magkakaroon lang ng negative. Negative 4p y minus k. This one is opening downward. Yan. So yan yung mga magiging formulas natin kapag yung vertex na natin ay nasa point HK. Okay? So ang actually kaibahan lang diyan is the presence of H and K. Okay? Pero the principle is always the same. The same naman sa yung principle niya. Okay? Example, if you want to sketch the graph of y minus 3 squared is equal to 6 times x plus 4. Yan. So nakaupo kay y, nakaharap kay positive x. So this one is opening to the right, di ba? Opening opening to the right. Yan. So this one is opening to the right. Ang kanyang vertex. The vertex, HK, kasama ni X at saka Y. Vertex is, kasama ni X muna, plus 4 yan, so negative 4. Tapos minus 3 yan, so positive 3. Yung kanyang vertex ay nasa negative 4, positive 3. So let us try to plot that in our Cartesian plane. Let's plot that in the Cartesian plane. So negative 4 is nandito. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4. And then positive 3 pataas. So nandito yung vertex natin. So this is our vertex with coordinate 4, negative 4, positive 3. Okay, ang susunod is to solve for the value of P. Diba? Kasi from the vertex, kailangan nating makuha yung P. So solve for P. Itong 6 lang naman yung equate natin kay 4P, di ba? 6 is equal to 4P. So P is equal to 3 over 2 or that's 1.5. Di ba? 1.5. So 1.5 units, since it's opening to the right, 1.5 units to the right is the focus. So nandito ngayon yung focus. Yan, nandyan yung focus. And the coordinates of the focus is, parehas lang yung y niya, pero yung negative 4 mag-plus, ano tayo? Negative 4 plus 1.5, so that's negative 2.5. Negative 2.5, and yung kanyang y coordinate, parehas lang na 3. Yan na yung kanyang focus, ano? Alright, and then, susunod is the latus rectum. Okay. Pwede natin isulat dito yung focus. The focus is negative 2.5, 3. Susunod is the latus rectum, L and R. Okay, yung latus rectum is, yung L muna, yung L is upward. Ilang units? That's 2 times P. 2 times P is 2 times 3 over 2, that's 3. Diba? So, tataas ako ng 3 units, that's 1, 2, 3. So, nandito yung L natin. The L, mayroon siyang coordinates na. Parehas lang yung kanyang x-coordinate kasi hindi naman nagbago, tumaas lang. Mag-plus 3 ako sa 3, so that's 6. Diba? Yan yung latus, yung L. Yung R naman, 3 units downward, that's 1, 2, 3. So nandito yung kanyang R. Parehas lang yung kanyang x-coordinate. So magma-minus ako ng 3 dyan, so 0. Magiging 0 na yung R. Okay? And then I just connect yung mga points natin. And I just connect yung points natin. Nice. Assuming na yan. Yan. This is yan yung parabola natin. Tapos yung directrix, syempre 1.5 units to the left. So we have here 5.5. So yan yung ating directrix. Meron siyang equation na x is equal to negative. X is equal to negative 5.5. Yan na. Ito yung latus rectum natin. Okay? Hindi ko na nasulat. Latus rectum, that's negative 2.5, 6. Tapos negative 2.5, 0. Tapos yung directrix. Directrix, we have x is equal to negative 5.5. All right? Any problem or any question? Any question? circuit ano na ala the directrix. Yung directrix, di ba, ang sabi natin, yung distance from the vertex to the focus is equal to the distance from the vertex to the directrix. Tama? So, di ba, ang focus natin dito, or ang vertex natin dito ay nasa negative 4. Di ba? Nasa negative 4. Eh, alam natin that P is 3/2. That's 1.5. Di ba? Yung P is 1.5. So, kung nasaan man yung vertex, mag-add tayo ng 1.5, yun yung focus natin. Mag-minus tayo ng 1.5, yun yung directrix natin. So from negative 4 minus 1.5, yun yung negative 5.5. Yun yung directrix natin. X is equal to negative 5.5. Okay? So ang ano dito, ano naman yung distance from the vertex to the focus, yun na rin yung distance from the vertex to the directrix. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at another example. And find the equation of the parabola with vertex at V, 2, 5, and focus F, 2, 3. Third, yung origin kasi na nagbaling ang negative 4, 3. Negative 4, 3, hindi siya origin, ano? The vertex. Naging negative 4, 3 yung vertex kasi yung sa given na equation natin, hindi na siya, meron na siyang minus 3 tsaka plus 4, yung y tsaka x natin, ano? Ito discussion natin, kapag yung vertex natin ay nasa point HK na, mag-iba na yung equation. Eh, ang equation natin nasa general form na, nasa standard form na siya na ganito, so we can easily determine kung ano yung vertex niya, no? Hindi na siya sa origin. Itong vertex natin, nakuha natin dito sa equation mismo. Nakuha natin sa equation mismo. Hindi natin kinumpute yan. Kinuha lang natin diretso from the equation. Di ba y minus 3 dito? So y minus 3, so ang y coordinate ng ating vertex ay positive 3. X plus 4, so x plus 4, so ang x coordinate ng ating vertex ay negative 4. Alright? Okay, let us answer this one. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex at 2, 5 and focus at 2, 3. I-plot natin yung dalawang given na point. Ay, bakit ang lagyan ng ito? Masyadong malaki. Ay, first. Wait lang ha. Ito na lang. Yan. Bahala na. Okay. So yung ano natin, so a vertex natin as 2, 5. Parang kulang ito. Wait lang. Yan. Yan. Let us plot the point, yung mga given na points. Vertex is at 2, 5. So 2, 5 nandito dito. Okay, this is our vertex. Ang coordinates ng vertex natin, 2, 5. Isulat natin ulit, 2, 5. Ang focus natin ay nasa 2, 3. 2, 3 nasa baba, no? This is our focus. So the focus is at 2, 3. So malalaman nyo agad based from our figure dito sa panag-plot natin ng points, pababa, no? Pababa yung opening ng ating parabola since nasa baba yung focus. Di ba? Nasa baba yung focus. So pwede nating sabihin the parabola is opening downward. Yan. So ngayon kapag patunayan na natin where the parabola is opening, pwede na tayong ng equation natin. Parang nakaupo siya kay x-axis. So x is squared, so that's x minus h squared is equal to, since it's downward, so that's negative 4p y minus k. Yan yung equation natin kasi napatunayan natin that the parabola is opening downward. Alright. Ngayon, alam natin yung vertex, so we can actually substitute for h and k. Di ba? Ang hindi natin alam dito is the value of c. Wait lang, not responding na ang computer ko. Wait lang guys. Not responding na.
Wait lang guys. Not responding ang aking laptop.
Sige sir, Orion da ka sir.
Take your time, sir.
Wait lang, nagre-restart laptop ko. Parang ano
Hello? English na ako dito. Okay. Naririnig niyo na ako?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Start lang ulit. Yan. Alright. So I was saying, ano dito, ang unknown natin dito is the value of P. Diba? So substitute lang natin yung given na vertex tsaka yung given na point. Wala pala tayong ano muna dito, ano? Pwede na pala tayong ano, pwede na nating ma-compute yung P based from the positions of the vertex and the focus, di ba? Kasi ang sabi natin by definition, yung P is the distance from the vertex to the focus. So whatever this distance dito sa figure natin, this is actually the value of P. Yan na yung P. Eh dito, the value of P is just equal to 2. Alam na natin that P is equal to 2. That's the difference between the vertex and the focus, di ba? So, i-substitute lang natin yung P, tapos yung H and K, meron na tayong equation. So, yun na yung equation natin. So, we have X minus 2 squared is equal to 4 times 2, that's negative 8. And then Y minus K, that's Y minus 5. So, ito na ngayon yung equation natin. Yan na yung equation natin. Yung value ng P, makukuha natin yan based on the difference ng vertex and the focus. The distance between the vertex and the focus. Okay? So yun na yung parabola natin. That's the parabola. Alright? Okay. So let's go to the next conic. Ang next na conic natin ay ellipse naman. Yan, ellipse. So, ang ellipse naman, the definition of an ellipse is the set of all points, the sum of whose distances from two fixed points is constant. Ano? So, constant daw yung sum ng distances between 2 points. So basically, ano siya, ano na lang natin, ano, diretso na. If this is our, ano, hindi yung ano na lang. Ano ko dito. Download. Okay. Okay. Yan. Yan. So, ang ellipse, Yan. So this is example of an ellipse. Ayan. Oblong, ayan. So meron tayong dalawang focus dito, or the plural is foci, Dalawa yung foci dito, meron dito sa yung gitna, this is called the center of the ellipse, This is the center of the ellipse, C. Yan. Center of the ellipse. Ngayon, meron tayong dalawang foci dito. Ito yung fixed point na sinasabi sa definition. Ito yung F. Tapos, F prime. F tsaka F prime. Okay, dalawa. Dalawa na ngayon yung focus natin. Ang distances ng focus to the center of the ellipse is C. Ito, yung distance niya from the focus to the center, yan. This distance is C. I-ano natin? Lakihan natin. Yan. Okay, dito meron din tayong mga vertices. Okay, dalawa din yung vertex ng ellipse, ano ba yung tawag dito? Itong mas malaki, di ba dalawa yung axis ngayon ng ellipse? May malaking axis or yung mahaba na axis. Ito yung dito, itong x na to, itong x-axis na to. This is what we call the major axis. Itong mas mahabang axis. The major axis, meron siyang dalawang endpoints. Tinatawag natin na vertices or vertex. Vertex kapag isa lang, vertices kapag dalawa, So, ang tawag natin, ang symbol natin ay V saka V prime. Okay? Dalawang vertices. Ito ngayon yung major axis. From V to V prime, yan yung major axis natin. Meron din tayong minor axis, Ang minor axis natin ay itong mas maliit. So, ang symbol natin dito sa end niyan ay B. Tapos, dito sa baba, B prime. So, the distance between the B to B prime is the minor axis. Okay? So, dito meron tayong the length, Itong length ng major axis natin, ay 2 times A yung symbol, So, yung distance natin from the center to one of the vertices, ang natin ay A. So, for example, dito, yan, this distance is A. Yan. From the center to the vertex. Ang natin dyan ay A. Tapos, ang ang distance dito sa from the center to the bale half ng minor axis natin ay B. Yan. So, ang tawag sa half ng major axis ay semi-major axis. Ang tawag naman sa half ng minor axis natin ay semi-minor axis. Okay? So, basically, A is the semi-major axis. Yan. Tapos yung B is the semi-minor axis. Yan. Tapos yung C natin is the distance between the center to focus. Okay? The C is the distance between the center and the focus. Alright? So, nasa naman yung derivation nito using the right triangle. Di ba ang pinakamahaba sa kanila is actually A, yung semi-major axis. So using yung Pythagorean theorem, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Ito yung relationship ng tatlong variables natin sa ellipse. Since pinakamahaba yung A, yun yung nasa left side. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. So meron tayong dalawang klase ng ellipse. A horizontal ellipse and a vertical ellipse, So, itong example natin dito is a horizontal ellipse. Ito. This one is a horizontal ellipse. Meron din tayong vertical ellipse. Ano? Mas mahaba yung vertical axis niya. Pero kapag horizontal ellipse, at saka yung center niya ay nasa 0, 0, ang ating equation ay x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. Ito ngayon kapag horizontal yung ellipse natin. Paano natin masasabi na horizontal? Mas mahaba yung horizontal axis niya. Ang kanyang major axis ay horizontal. Kapag vertical ellipse naman, this is for horizontal, horizontal ellipse. Kapag vertical ellipse, babaliktad lang ito. Yung x squared, under siya ng b squared. Yung y squared, under siya ng a squared. Or under ng a squared, under ng y squared, yung a squared equals 1. So, nagbinaliktad lang, DJ, ayan, positions si A and B, This is for vertical ellipse. Ibig sabihin dito, mas mahaba. Kung nasaan yung mas mahaba, doon yung parang, yun yung pumapatong, sa kanya. For example, dito sa horizontal ellipse, yung A, horizontal, so X yung nasa taas na sa numerator. Dito, mas mahaba yung vertical, so yung A nasa ibaba ng Y. Alright? So nasa vertical ellipse ito. Okay? This is when yung yung center natin ay nasa 0, 0. Okay? Kapag yung center natin ay nasa 0, 0, then yan yung natin, yan yung mga equations natin. Kagaya kanina, kapag hindi 0, 0 yung ating ellipse, mag-iiba yung equation. Magkakaroon ng x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. Ito naman yung equation natin kapag hindi na 0, 0 yung kanyang center. Itong h tsaka k, yan na yung coordinates ng center natin. Okay? So the same is true for the vertical ellipse. Magkakaroon na tayo ng x minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared is equal to 1. Ganyan naman yung equation natin kapag vertical yung ellipse at hindi na sa 0, 0 ang kanyang center. Right? Okay. Let us have an example. So let's have an example here. So we have sketched the graph of yung 0, 0 muna yung x squared over 9 plus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. Okay. So this one, isipin natin, sino ti dakdakkel ni 9 wano ni 25. So since mas malaki yung 25 and nasa ibaba siya ng y, so this one is a vertical ellipse. Kasi yung mas mahaba nasa under siya kay y. Okay? So pwede nating sabihin dito, this is a vertical ellipse. Okay? So if you have a vertical ellipse, yan. Ano yung A? Okay? A is 25 yan, di ba? So square root of 25. So A is equal to 5. Ano naman yung B? B is the square root of, nasa ibaba ng X. So that's 9. So B is equal to 3. Pag nakuha natin yung A and B, pwede na natin siyang i-plot. Pwede na natin actually i-draw yung ellipse natin. So A is 5. Alam natin pataas kasi vertical ellipse ito. So 5 tsaka negative 5 yung vertex natin, vertices, di ba? Tapos yung end of the semi-minor axis natin ay 3 and 3. So nandito tsaka nandito. Ito naman yung B tsaka B prime natin. Okay? So pwede na natin i-draw yung ellipse natin. So we can draw the ellipse. Yan. Yan. So, yan na yung ellipse natin. That's our ellipse. Ngayon, ang susunod, kailangan natin makuha yung focus. Okay? So, since kailangan natin yung value ng C. Ang relationship, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. So, ang unknown natin ay yung C. So, C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. So, that's the square root of. So, C is equal to the square root of A squared minus B squared. That's 5 squared minus 3 squared. So, yung C natin ay equal to 4. So, C is equal to 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, nandito yung focus natin. Tapos, nandito yung isa pang focus natin. Okay? So, if we try to, list down all the parts, yung coordinates, yung B, tsaka B prime natin, B natin ay, yung nasa taas, that's 0, 5. B prime, that's 0, negative 5. Yung B natin ay negative 3, 0. Yung B prime natin ay positive 3, 0. Tapos yung F natin ay 0, 4. F prime natin ay 0, negative 4. Okay? And syempre dito meron din tayong latus rectum. Okay? The latus rectum is, of course, dumadaan pa rin siya sa focus. So in this case, ang latus rectum natin ay dalawa. Yan. Yan yung L tsaka R natin. Dito rin sa baba, syempre meron din tayong latus rectum dyan. L prime, R prime. Okay? Dito, the length of the latus rectum, isulat ko dito. The length of the latus rectum for ellipse is equal to 2b squared over a. Yan. Yan yung length ng latus rectum from point L to point R. Okay? So, yung half ng latus rectum, b squared over a lang. No? So, in this case, yung distance from the focus to point R, for example, is b squared over a. So, pwede nating dito. Isulat dito, b squared over a is equal to 3 squared over 5. That's 9 over 5. What is 9 over 5? 1.8. Yan. So 1.8 ngayon yung b squared over a natin. Yan yung half ng latus rectum. So yung L natin is from the focus, magma-minus lang tayo ng x coordinate. Focus of the x coordinate is 0, so negative 1.8. Yung niya, 4 pa rin. Tapos yung R, mag-add lang tayo ng 1.8, so that's 1.8, negative 4. Positive 4 pa rin. Tapos yung L prime naman, negative 1.8, negative 4. Tapos R prime, negative 1.8, negative 4. Ito naman. So yan na yung mga different parts of the ellipse natin. The different points of our ellipse. Alright? So mag-iba lang tayo kapag mag-iba lang tayo ng center kapag iba na yung meron tayong H and K. So example, how do we sketch the graph of x minus 3 squared over 100 plus y minus 4 squared over 36 is equal to 1. So, ang mas malaki dito ay 100, tama? Under siya ng x, so this one is a horizontal ellipse. This one is a horizontal ellipse. Okay? Ngayon, the center is not at 0, 0. Yung center natin ay x minus 3, so 3. Y minus 4, so that's 4. So, ang center natin ay nasa 3, 4. Ang value ng A natin, that's square root of 100, so that's 10. Ang value ng B natin ay square root of 36, so that's 6. So, ang C natin ay 8. Based from the equation, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Okay? So, alam na natin yung tatlong parts A, B, C. We can now graph yung ating ellipse. Ayan. Okay, so plot natin. The center is at positive 3, positive 4. So nandito. This is our center. And then this is a horizontal ellipse. So A is 10 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kulang yung ating, kulang yung ating graphing area. So, kukunin ko ngayon ito. Yan. Yan. So, 3, 4. Dito, 3, 4. Tapos 10 units to the right. 3, so 13, di ba? So, yung 15, so 10, 11, 12, 13. So, ito, 13. So, ito naman, yan na yung vertex natin. The vertex is at 13, 4. Tapos yung V prime nasa 3 minus 10, that's negative 7, 4. So ito yung V natin, yung center, negative 7, 6, 7, 4. So ito na. Ito naman yung V prime natin. Alright? And then, susunod, we have the semi-minor, that's B. B is 6. So we, from the center, mag-add tayo ng 6. So B is 3, 4 plus 6 is 10. So 3, 10. Dito tayo. So nandyan yung B. Tapos, 3, yung B prime, 4 minus 6, that's negative 2. So 3, negative 2. Ito naman yung B prime natin, B negative 2. And then now we can construct yung ellipse natin. We can draw yung ellipse natin. Yan. Yan na yung ating ellipse. Susunod, syempre kailangan din natin yung focus tsaka yung latus rectum. So the focus is 8, so 8 lang dito. So the focus, kung 8 units from the center, that's 3 plus 8, 11. So nandito yung focus natin na isa. That's our focus. So that's 11, 4. Tapos yung isang focus natin, nandito naman, 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So yung isa nandyan. So negative 5, 4. Yan. So yan yung ating F prime. And then, the latus rectum, siyempre dito. Yan. This is our L, tsaka yung R. Ito naman. Yan yung L prime, R prime. Yan. So, yung L, kailangan nating malaman yung B squared over A, diba? B squared over A is 36 over 10. That's 3.6. So, yung focus, yung Y, mag-add lang ako ng 3.6 para mapoko yung L, ano? 3.6, 11 plus 3.6. Hindi, yung 4 pala. 4 plus 3.6, so 11.6, 7.6. 11 tapos 7.6. Yung R, 11 tapos 0.4. That's 4 minus 3.6. Tapos yung L prime, negative 5, tapos 7.6, tapos R prime, that's negative 5, 0.4. Yan. Plus minus lang itong mga to. Eh? So yan na yung complete parts ng ating ellipse. Okay? Okay, and then let us go to hyperbola naman. The hyperbola naman, by definition, is parehas lang din, ano? The sum of, ito naman difference. The difference of the distances between two fixed points is constant. Okay? Constant. So, ang graph ng parabola naman, Ang graph ng parabola naman ay dalawa actually magkabilaan, ano? Magkabilaan. Isa dito, tapos isa dito. Yan, two parang pairs, ano? Pairs yung hyperbola. Yan. Yan. So ang mga parts ng parabola naman, ito dalawa yung vertex niya. Yan, vertices ulit. B tsaka B prime. Diba? Tapos dito magkakaroon tayo ng box. Kakaroon tayo ng box dito, no? Parang yan. Okay. So this one, itong mas malaki, this is the major axis. Pero hindi na major axis ang tawag natin dito. Ang tawag na natin dito ay, anong tawag dito? This is now called the transverse axis. Ano? Transverse axis. So yung A is from the vertex to the center. Yan. Ito na yung A natin. From the vertex to the center is A. So basically A is the semi-transverse axis. Nag-iba lang yung pangalan, ano? Pero the principle the same pa rin. Okay? This is actually the distance from the center to the vertex or to a vertex. Yan. Siyempre, meron din tayong B. B naman is, ang tawag naman sa axis na to is conjugate axis. Okay? So basically, B is the semi-conjugate axis. Yeah, semi-conjugate. Semi-conjugate axis. This is the distance from the center to end of the conjugate axis. To one end of the conjugate axis. Yan yung B. Okay? Ang focus naman natin dito, parang sa parabola, nandito sa part na to. Dalawa din, ano, yung focus natin. So, nandito yung F natin at saka F prime. So, yung C natin is from the center to the focus. Yan yung C. That is our C. C is center to focus. Alright, kung titignan niyo dito, ang pinakamahaba na is actually C. Okay, so yung formula natin ay C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared na, no? So C squared na yung nasa left side because yun na yung longest. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So meron din tayong mga parts dito na asymptotes, ano? Asymptotes is a line dito. Yung itong box na ginawa natin, pag pinagkabit natin yung dalawang corner niyan, diretso natin, asymptotes yan. Ibig sabihin, yung graph ng parabola, papalapit ng palapit sa linya na yan, pero it will not reach that line, di ba? By definition, yun yung asymptote. So, dalawa yung asymptotes natin. Ito, tsaka meron din tayo dito. Yan. So, dalawa yung asymptotes natin dyan. Okay. Based from those, we can now actually plot all the points, ano? For example, sa vertex na ito, vertex dito, ang point niya ay, since alam natin that this is A, this is A0. Dito, that's negative A0. Dito sa taas, this is 0, positive B. Dito sa baba, this is 0, negative B. Diba? Dito sa end of the box, dito sa corner, this is AB. Dito sa, mapla-plot mo na lahat ng points dyan kasi given ka naman na lahat ng points. Siyempre, meron din tayong latus rectum kagaya ng kanina sa parabola and ellipse. Yan, dadaan sa focus yung latus rectum natin. Yan. Kagaya ng sa ellipse, the value or the formula for the latus rectum, the latus rectum is parehas lang, ano? Ano ba? Yan, B squared over A pa rin. Yan. Latus rectum is 2b squared over a. So the half of the latus rectum is b squared over a. Alright? Yan. So let's talk about the formula. Ano? Kapag ganito, horizontal yung ano natin, horizontal yung hyperbola natin. Pwede din na nakabuka ka yung hyperbola natin sa taas at saka sa baba. Okay, so as ang tawag natin dito is horizontal hyperbola. Tapos kapag na taas at baba naman, we have the vertical parabola. Parang ano lang natin sa class. So for horizontal hyperbola, ang ano natin, ang equation natin ay x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. So ang difference lang nung sa ellipse kanina, yung ito. Sa ellipse kanina is plus, ngayon sa hyperbola minus. Okay, so kung vertical parabola yan, mag-iba lang. Y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. Alright? So dito, it does not matter kung mas malaki si A or si B. Ang tignan lang natin, kung nasaan yung positive na Y or X, yun yung saan nakabuka ka yung hyperbola natin. So the same is true kanina, kapag 0, 0 yung center natin. Kapag hindi 0, 0 yung center, so magkakaroon tayo ng h and k. X minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. The same is true dito, magiging y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared is equal to 1. Ganyan lang, ano? Yan yung equations ng parabola natin. Alright? Okay, so let us take a look at an example na lang. So, find the equation of the hyperbola with vertices negative 4, 4. And find the equation of the hyperbola with vertices at negative 4, 4, and 8, 4. And a focus at 12, 12, 4. Sketch the graph. Yan. So, let's try to draw yung mga given na points. Ano? I-plot natin yung mga given na points para makita natin kung nasaan yung mga points na yan. Okay? We have negative 4, positive 4. So, yan. This is one of our vertices. And then 8, 4. 8, 4. Yan. So, kung titignan ninyo, horizontal ngayon yung ating transverse axis, di ba? Yan yung transverse axis natin, horizontal. So, ibig sabihin, we have a horizontal hyperbola. Alright? And then, susunod, focus at 12, 4. So, 12, 4 is nandito. 12, 4. Yan. So, ibig sabihin yan, kung nandyan yung vertex, nandito yung focus, yung center ngayon is nasa gitna ng dalawang vertices, tama? So, negative 4 tsaka 8, ano yung midpoint nito? I-add natin divided by 2, di ba? 8 minus 4 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. So, nandito sa 2 yung ating center. Yan. Our center is at 2, 4. Yan. Our center is at 2, 4. Ngayon yung center natin ay nasa 2, 4. We can now solve for A. A is the distance between the center to a vertex. Diba? So what is the distance between 2 to 8? That's 6. 2 to 8 is 6. So A is equal to 6. Ngayon, ano ang given dito? The center to the focus is actually the C, di ba? Center to the focus, so ang center natin ay 2, 4. Ang focus natin ay 12, 4. So 2 and 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. So ang C natin ay 10. We can compute for B. B is equal to the square root of, based from the equation C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So yung B natin ay square root of C squared minus A squared. So B is equal to 8. Diba? So when B is equal to 8, so from the center, magkakaroon ako ngayon ng 8 units upward. So from the center na 2, 4, yung 4 plus 8, so magkaroon 12, di ba? 12. Hindi ko pa nasulat yung mga ano natin dito. Coordinates natin. Okay na yung vertices, yung focus, yung F natin ay 12, 4. So yung isa, yung F prime natin na nandito ay yung 2 minus 10 is negative 8. So negative 8, nandito ngayon yung F prime natin. So negative 8, 4. Ngayon yung B tsaka B prime, magpla-plus ako ngayon ng 8 from the center. So from the center ngayon is 2, 4. So yung 4, mag-a-add ako ng 8, 12. So 2, 12. Magma-minus ako ng 8. So 4 minus 8, negative 4. 4 minus 8. Alright? So 2, 12 is, ay kulang tayo ng dalawa. So assuming nandito na lang, ano? Kulang tayo ng dalawa. Tapos dito, it's negative 4. So nandyan. Pwede na nating i-draw yung box natin. Okay, we can draw the box. Diba? Yung box for yan na yung box na ano natin. Remember, this is a horizontal hyperbola. Alright? So susunod na i-ano natin is the focus vertex. Meron na kompleto na tayo actually, ano? Yung horizontal at saka ano na lang. Yung asymptote, ano? Yung asymptotes natin. Ang formula natin for asymptote ay pwede naman i-compute, ano? Kasi pwede kang given ng points na to, pwede mong ma-compute yung points na to, the point ng ends of this box. Kapag draw mo yung line dito, draw tayo ng line connecting these 2 points. Di ba 2-point form of a line? Pwede mo siyang ma-compute. Pwede mong ma-compute yung equation niyan. Pwede mo ring ma-compute yung equation ng isa pang asymptotes na to. Yan. Yan. So dalawa yung asymptotes natin. Pero for asymptotes, meron tayong direct naman na formula kung gusto nyong gamitin. Pero sinasabi ko, mas magandang i-derive nyo using yung 2 points na yan. So the equation of the asymptotes are y minus k is equal to plus or minus b over a and then x minus h. Yan. Tapos kapag y minus k plus or minus. Tapos yung isa, that's y minus k plus or minus a over b naman. A over b, x minus h. Okay? So kapag ano yung A? A is 6. B is 8. 6 over 8. Okay? So kapag horizontal yung yung asymptote natin, B over A. Yan. Kapag horizontal yung asymptote natin, ito yung gagamitin natin. Kapag vertical yung asymptote natin, ito yung mga... Kapag vertical yung hyperbola natin, yan. Okay, this is for horizontal hyperbola, HH. This is for vertical hyperbola. Okay? So in this case, ang ating asymptotes, ang formula ng asymptotes natin ay y minus k, that's 4, itong center, that's y minus 4 is equal to positive and negative b over a, so that's 8 over 6, b over a, and 8 over 6 is 4 over 3, tama? That's 4 over 3 x minus 2. Yan. So yan yung equation ng ating asymptote. Dalawa yan. The other one has a positive slope and the other one has a negative slope. So, and of course, susunod is the latus rectum, syempre. Yung latus rectum natin, i-draw na natin muna yung yung hyperbola. Ganyan. So, ganyan. Tapos meron pa tayong isang pair dito. Yan. So, yan yung ating hyperbola. So, meron din tayong latus rectum, ano? So, ito. L dito, L at saka R. Dito is L prime saka R prime. Okay? So, computein lang natin yung B squared over A. What is B squared over A? So, that's 80 squared over 16. 6 pala. B squared over 6. That's 64 over 6. This is 10.7 approximately, ano? So, 10.7. So, from the focus, mag-add lang tayo ng 10.7 ng kanyang Y. So, focus, yung 12.4, mag-add lang tayo ng 10.7. So, 12, 4 plus 10.7, yun na yung L. And then R is mag-minus lang tayo ng 10.7. Yan, I think you can, okay na yan. All right. From focus, that's 12.4. So 4 minus 10.7, ay 4 plus 10.7, 14.7. Yung R, 12, 4 minus 10.7, ano? Negative 6.7. And then we have L prime. L prime dito naman the other side, F prime. Ano yung F prime natin? Negative 8.4. So parehas lang, ano? Upihin lang natin yung coordinates. Yan lang yung mga coordinates ng ating hyperbola. All right? Okay, so meron pang ano dito, mga sa chapter 4, 2 topics pa. Ngayon, since it's already 5 p.m., sa mga may prior na appointment or may mga nakaplanong gagawin, you can now go. Pero I will still continue discussing the general form and yung sa eccentricity and the tangent to conic siguro. Yung transformation of coordinates, hindi ko na i-discuss, basahin nyo yung transformation of coordinates, pero hindi na siya kasali sa exam. Okay? Hindi ko na lang i-discuss yung transformation of coordinates. Pero yung last 3 topics natin, yung general form, eccentricity, tsaka yung isa, tangent to a conic, i-discuss ko pa before I dismiss, siguro hanggang 5:30 to 6 ito, So yung mga may mga gagawin na, you can now leave. Pero syempre meron akong attendance muna, wait lang. Mag-attendance kayo and then you can leave. Pero kung gusto niyo pang makinig, you are welcome, you're welcome na makinig. Pero kung mayroon na kayong gagawin, you can now go. Okay. Ayan na yung attendance niyo. Kapag naka-attendance na kayo, you can now go. All right. So let us continue our discussion. Let's go to the general form. General form of a conic equation. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, the general form of conic equation is of the form ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. At saka kagaya ng sinabi ko, itong bxy, ito sana yung pag-aaralan natin dun sa transformation of coordinates. Paano ma-compute itong b na ito, Pero since we are still talking about horizontal and vertical conics, itong b, wala muna yan, So ang lang natin is ax squared plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f, okay? This can be any of the 4 conics na napag-discussan natin. The circle, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Alright? So meron tayong mga criteria to determine yung mga iba't ibang conics natin. Okay? So, kapag ito na yung criteria natin. If A is equal to C, and both have the same sign, circle ito. Paano natin ma-determine kung circle ang isang conic na nasa standard form? Alright. Kapag circle ito, this is when A is equal to C. Kapag A is equal to C, dapat parehas yung signs ni A tsaka C. Ibig sabihin, if we multiply A and C, dapat greater than 0 siya, If A is equal to C, tapos parehas yung sign, then it is a circle. Okay, circle siya kapag ganun. Okay, kapag naman A is not equal to C, hindi siya equal kay C, pero parehas yung sign. Kapag parehas yung sign, ibig sabihin A times C is greater than 0, positive. Ibig sabihin this one is an ellipse. Ano? Kapag hindi parehas yung C, pero parehas sila ng sign, then it is an ellipse. Pero kapag hindi parehas yung sign, for example, if we multiply ay less than 0, ibig sabihin negative, hindi parehas yung sign ng AC, A is not equal to C, then we are looking for a hyperbola. Yan. Hyperbola naman kapag ganyan. A and C have an opposite sign. Actually, kahit parehas na, kapag A is equal to C, pero magkaiba yung sign nila, hyperbola pa rin. Ano? So, hindi ko na ilalagay yung AC, A is not equal to C. Paano naman ma-determine kung parabola? Kapag naman parabola, we simply look at the coefficient of the x squared and y squared terms. Okay? Kapag isa lang yung may x squared or walang x squared or wala yung isa sa mga may squared, then it is a parabola. No? Kapag parabola, A is equal to 0 or C is equal to 0. Pero A and C should not be equal to 0, ano? Hindi pwedeng parehas silang equal to 0. So maglagay tayo dito ng restriction. A and C are not both equal to 0. Yan. So hindi pwedeng 0, dalawa yung A and C. Pwedeng isa lang yung 0, ano? Pwedeng isa lang yung wala sa kanila, parabola yon, ano? Pero kapag dalawa na silang wala, ibig sabihin hindi na conic yung pinag-uusapan natin. Line na lang, ano? Kapag A and C is equal to 0. Okay? So let's take a look at this one, ano? Tingnan natin kung anong conic ito. Okay? So 25 x squared plus 16y squared minus 150x plus 128y plus 81 is equal to 0. Okay? Kung tignan ninyo, 25 and 16, so parehas silang positive. So A times C is positive. So dito na lang sila sa dalawa magpo-fall. But since A is not equal to C, then this one is an ellipse. Ellipse ito kasi hindi naman parehas yung kanilang coefficient. Di ba? Hindi naman parehas yung kanilang coefficient. Parehas lang silang positive pero magkaiba sila. Alright? Madali lang. For example, another one, 9x squared minus 4y squared minus 18x plus 24y minus 63 is equal to 0. Okay, magkaiba sila ng sign. So this one is a hyperbola. Hyperbola na agad ito. Kasi magkaiba yung sign yung A and C. Right? Kapag magkaiba yung sign ng A and C, automatic hyperbola na yan. Alright? So how do we convert? How do we convert a general form into a standard form? Example, convert natin yung 25x squared plus 16y squared minus 150x plus 128y plus 81 is equal to 0. Convert natin into the standard form. Okay? So gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, i-combine natin yung mga may x. So 25x squared minus 150x. Tapos pagsamahin din natin yung mga y. So this 16y squared plus 128y. Tapos ilagay natin sa kabila. So minus 81 itong constant term. Ano? And then we complete the square. Pero hindi tayo makakomplete the square kasi kapag meron pang coefficient yan. So i-factor out natin yung 25. So ito 25 ang matitira is x squared minus, so that's 150 divided by 25 is 6. So that's 6x plus, i-factor out natin yung 16. So this y squared plus 8y is equal to negative 81. Yan, pwede na tayong mag-completing the square. So that's 25. X squared minus 6x. 6 divided by 2 raised to 2 is 9. Plus 16. Y squared plus 8y plus 8 divided by 4 plus, raised to 2. That's 16. Right? Is equal to negative 81. Pero what do we add? Ang i-add natin is not 9. Hindi lang 9. That's 25 times 9. Yung i-add natin is 25 times 9. Tapos dito is 16 times 16. 16 times 16. Yan. And then we can come up with 25. This is x minus 3 squared plus 16. Y plus 4 squared is equal to, kapag pinag-add natin ito, this is equal to 400. At ang goal natin dito is to, itong nasa right part should be equal to 1. Diba? So, i-divide natin lahat-lahat ng 400 para maging 1 yung right side of the equation. So, we come up with x minus 3 squared over 16 plus y plus 4 squared over 25 is equal to 1. So, as you can see, this one is an ellipse with center at 3, negative 4. Okay, ganun lang ano yung mag-convert from general form to standard form. Right? Okay. Lobat na din ang ano ko, speaker ko. Sige. Ganito na lang. Sige, ano na lang, i-leave na lang natin yung, kung gusto nyong basahin yung the rest of the topics, yung eccentricity sa tangent to a conic, parang ano lang din ito, parang yung tangent to may pupuntahan din pala ako ngayon. Okay. Sige, hanggang doon na lang tayo nga rin. So next meeting, punta na tayo sa solid mensuration natin. Alright? Hanggang doon na lang tayo dito. Alright? Sa yung the rest of the topics, if you are interested, pwede niyong basahin yan. If you have any questions, sasagutin ko pa rin kung may mga tanong kayo, interested kayo sa mga topics na hindi natin na-discuss. Right? Pero kung hindi naman kasi hindi ko na siya isasali doon sa mga quizzes and exams ninyo. Okay? So ito na yung end ng analytic geometry natin. Next meeting, we will deal with solid mensuration na. Right? Do you have any question? Basit kayo. 118. Okay. Do you have any question? One? Okay, sige. So, sir, i-upload mo dito yung meeting recording. Yung OneNote yung OneNote natin, naka-sync siya doon sa link na binigay ko sa Facebook group natin. Naka-link ito. So whatever I am writing dito, nagsisync na doon sa notebook mismo. Nandun na 'yon. Okay, so itong recording i-upload ko. Also the recording na last meeting. I-upload ko na rin yung recording natin last meeting. Okay? Thank you so much everyone. Kung hindi pa kayo naka-attendance, please do so before leaving our session for today. Thank you very much for today. Pwede na kayong mag-leave anytime.
Thank you, sir. Bye po.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.